Hello again. This is the ambassador coming to you once again. Please subscribe, and I do appreciate you watching my videos. So, we do have a very good subject today, and we're going to talk about a policeman's remorse. Okay, you know that a lot of people are getting killed by the police, but the whole thing about it to me is it's so embarrassing. All over the world is looking and commenting on how these police are shooting down people in this country. I just don't get it. I don't understand why they would want to do that. But there are some who do have remorse. Say, for instance, there was a policeman that was chasing a pickup truck, and the truck was going about 30, 40 miles an hour. You might have heard about that one. And I forget where it was. And so the policeman's superior told him to take the man out. I mean, I guess he had a suspended driver's license. But now you have to die for a suspended driver's license? You have to die because you're holding a cell phone? You have to die because you're reaching for your driver's license after you were told to do so. And so anyway, the police officer drove up, I guess, beside the pickup truck and aimed and fired. The truck went down an embankment and into a ditch. Okay, so this police officer was very distraught afterwards. And I do feel for this officer very much, because I'm sure that there's a lot of them who are remorseful afterwards, because once you take a human life, especially unnecessarily, the portals of hell open up to come and taunt, harass, and terrorize your life. Okay, but see, people don't know that until after the fact. And that's the problem, the problem with that. They don't really realize that until after the fact. So anyway, I feel for this officer because he was told by his superior to do this, and then the superior officer didn't have to do it. So, I feel sorry for that particular policeman, because his life will never be the same. And although they think that it will, a lot of them that do this purposely think that it's going to be okay. But it is not, because there are laws, spiritual laws, set in course and in motion by God. And when you take a life, you're going to answer to God for that. And people don't understand that until after the fact. Okay, so, all right. He did what he was told, but that was not something that he wanted to do. For a suspended driver's license, you have to give up your life and be killed. You have to be killed because you're holding a wallet or a cell phone. You have to be killed because you didn't actually comply right off with what the officer was saying, because you wanted to invoke your rights and they don't want to give you any rights. And you feel like you have rights, and you try to display or relay these rights to the officer, and they take it as something as you're not complying, when they're the ones that's really not going by the law, because they won't let you have your rights. So, you know what, we're all so sick and tired. And not even this country. Other countries are watching, and they are so sick and tired of seeing all the news and the videos about policemen shooting down black people. And like I told you before, it's going to spill over to every race. And that's what it's doing now. Because you know why? The spirit of murder is in this country. And how did the spirit of murder get here? It got here when they opened up the gates of hell with abortion. That's how the spirit of murder was able to get into this country. And that's why it's going to get worse and worse. And really no one is safe, even though they think they are. When you have a spirit of murder overtaking your country, and you didn't have sense enough to stop that from happening in the beginning, I mean, that spirit of murder has been here a long time, even before what I just mentioned. And then it gets worse, and it gets worse and worse, because the doors of the spirit of murder keep opening and opening. And pretty soon, nobody, not one single person, will be safe. Even though those who have guards or whatever. That spirit is anywhere and everywhere, and no one is safe. Okay, so no, everyone does not want to do that, because it's the worst thing that you can do on the earth, is take another person's life. So unless it is self-defense, and real self-defense, not something just made up to be self-defense, but something that is real, God will forgive you for that. He'll forgive you for doing it purposely. If you really repent and say, I'm so sorry, and be godly sorry, and never do it again. That's why people, when they come back from the war, they have this PTSD, they have this problem and that problem and nightmares and all that. It's because they had to go over there and do what was told to them, and we understand that. But even after that, you have to repent to God for doing that. And then He will take these things from you. But these are the consequences of taking a life. It's just a law that God has put into place, that when a person takes another person's life, the portals of hell opens up on that person's life. But there is forgiveness. And that's what we have to ask for. And some people are just too proud. I'm not going to ask for forgiveness for something I had to do. But no, you need to understand God's laws and what He puts into place. Okay, so let's go to the Phoenix debacle. I have never seen anything so ridiculous and awful in my life. The way that police officer had the gun pointed at this woman in the car with her little children, and she was pregnant. Why is there a gun pointed? Why is it traffic stops, guns are pointed at people? This country has gone to the lowest. Other countries are watching, and it's so embarrassing because of the comments they make. Even they over there, wherever there is, don't go through this kind of thing. And like I said before, it's going to spill over to all races, and it already has, because the spirit of murder is in this country. I'm sure it's been in other countries, but we're talking about America, the land of the free and the home of the brave and the most prosperous country to ever be on the face of the earth. This is what's going on. How did it get this low? Okay, so the so-called African American, which they don't realize, is they are murdering the tribe of Israel, the tribe of Judah. The people that came over here on the ship were not Africans. Africans have a different cranial structure than the African American. We have oval faces. They have more like, sometimes they have rectangle faces, or rounder, much rounder faces. And don't get me wrong, there's some beautiful people over there in Africa. I don't care what color they are, from high yellow to black. There's some beautiful people over there. So, you know. Anyway, we who came over here on the ships, we were the tribe of Judah. And if you want to research it, go and do so. And find out. And not just take, because, you know, history books have just distorted everything. And we're still celebrating Columbus for what he did to the American Indians after they wanted to be friendly with him, show him how to plant corn. And what did he do? He stabbed them in the back. He gutted them and killed them. So, that's what you get for trying to be nice. Okay, the descendants of the tribe of Judah, that is who is in America. Also, let's see, Brazil, the Caribbean islands, Jamaica, Bahamas. Those are the tribes of Judah, which they're calling Africans, and they're calling us over here Africans, and we're not. Have you ever heard of Africans say, oh, my ancestors, my great-great-great-grandmother was taken to America, and we have never seen her again, or my great-grandfather, great-great-great-grandfather? No, because their people didn't come here. You have never heard an African coming here trying to search out their lineage. Because the Africans sold the tribe of Judah, which there were 12 tribes. But the tribe of Judah came to America. And maybe another tribe, I don't know. So anyway, that is the video for today. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I have many more coming.